What's up,
Yes,
everybody?
you're
We're
up.
back with our 10-minute podcast. He said, she said. Oh man, technical demons, or what do they call technology gremlins, are kind of biting us in the ass a little bit. But we're here. Here we go. Big breath. Decompress.
Oh, yeah.
What's up?
Well, you know what? It's actually perfect. So people obviously don't know what we just have gone through technically, but it's actually pretty amazing. By the way, just so you know, 11:09. So we have
Oh,
until 11:19.
oh yeah. I always forget.
So anyways, when I was riding my bike, wherever I'm at now, which is like another beautiful place here in
Yeah.
Rotterdam, I was thinking, one chat we had about where are all the dead people and dead animals and where are all the bones, and thinking about like this world can't be real. I found another one why this world is doubtfully real. Do you want to hear that?
Yeah, I do. So wait, let's set this up really quick. And that is because me and you had a conversation one time. So people that are just joining in, like, what are they talking about? We had a conversation off air one time about like, where is all the dead animals at? Because you don't see them, or where is the bodies? Like at graveyards, should be huge, right? So that's we got in a in-depth conversation about that. Like, why don't you really see a lot of dead animals, or tombstones?
Yeah, and then we also said, right, like for those people who are gonna say now, well, something eats them, but nothing eats them right away, right? It takes a little while for body to be eaten or decayed, and even then the bones, where are all the bones, right? Nothing really eats the bones. So yeah, when you go to the forest, there should be some bones or whatever it is, and
You would think you would see more than what you do, for sure.
yeah, definitely. So anyway, I've got another one for you. So
Yeah.
olive oil. Where is olive oil coming from?
Wait, what? I don't know about that one.
Well, sometimes I'm thinking, like, if you think about it, there's probably not that many olive trees in the world. So
Yeah.
how come every freaking shop has a virgin olive oil and that olive oil and that olive oil? So I think I'm just finding more and more evidence that this world isn't real, because I think somebody is making that olive oil.
Well, that's a great point. I never thought about that one. And there's so many that me and you have that we started to touch on that you can think about. Like if you start to think about stuff, it is really weird. Like stuff that happens. My son believes we're in the Matrix for sure. It's a not the Matrix, but a program. Like it's a kind of set up like program, so to speak, right?
Well, I'm 100% up for it, because otherwise it's difficult for me to believe
I
many
know.
things. So what is it for you that this also, sometimes you really need to go a little deeper to see the everyday stuff, right? Like the everyday stuff is usually the most interesting one when it comes to seeing the paradoxes. So I don't know, like, can you come up really quickly with something that's like everyday stuff and yet it's kind of like paradox? Like for me, the olive oil, I know it's asking a lot right now, especially when we have like 7 minutes left, but
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy when you think about this time. It's time. That's it right there. Freaking time. Time is an illusion. Time is the most crazy, messed up thing ever. There it is. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. It's time. It's freaking time, right?
It's so funny to speak to you. As you know, you and I, we have this like instantaneous like something happening, because when I was riding the bike thinking about the topic, my first topic was gonna be a time.
Are you serious? That is crazy. It is true. It is true. Me and you make this crazy connection. We found that. And just to tell that backstory real quick, I know we don't have a bunch of time, but people don't really, that are new listeners to this, don't know us. Like I just do work on Samcart, and you needed to get a domain set up, right? And that's how we connected. And I set the domain up for you. And you're in Rotan. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
And I'm in Pennsylvania, United States. And here we are. What we did that maybe a month ago, not even a month ago. And we're already have a podcast that's going out. It's just crazy how things
And
work.
look at that. Isn't that one of the paradoxes? Isn't that like one right there?
Right there. Exactly. It's so true. You're so right. Time, graveyards, animals,
Olive oil.
olive oil, and what did we call what we had? Just that connection, just that just
And
weird, like,
and I don't know if you remember, but also like before we decided to do this podcast, like every time you said something, I said, well, a day ago I was thinking about it, and there were kind of a big subjects, right? Big topics. So
yeah,
it's really interesting how sometimes we tap into the collective consciousness, but the collective consciousness could actually really be the program, right?
it
And
could be. Yeah,
and I think maybe even you and I spoke about it, that nowadays they're creating little machines and little nanobots or whatever, and they have a certain amount of consciousness, certain amount of intelligence, and they can even multiply, they can even make babies, right? So
yeah.
eventually when they're smart enough, how are they going to know that they're just a program? They will probably never know they're just a program. They will think they're real, and they are real. They were just created by us, and they might think of us as the god. So
I mean, that's the big thing right now, right? That's the big thing that's being weighed out right now. Is that's what you just said? Is that going to happen? And no one. There's one whole side that says yes. There's another whole side that says no. I'm in agreement with you. I think it will be to where they can't distinguish anymore. Whether they're human or not, and we might even be there right now. I mean, well, there's
right,
definitely the feminine and the male, the male and the feminine, and all of us. We talked about this one time, and we're kind of going, all over the place. That's fine. That's what we do. I told you one time I'm letting my feminine come out right now, right? So there's my feminine side and my male side. Yeah, there's both them sides. So
yeah, absolutely. I only started to tap into my femininity when I was like in my early 40s. So my femininity only started to come up like properly. I mean, I let it shine only after my 40s. So
really,
yeah, it's a big thing. Yeah, and I love the male in me, but I so much love to be connected to the female now. And that's one of these paradoxes, right? That's one of these paradoxes as well. You're obviously much more than just man, woman, this and that. Like just because we have somebody doesn't really mean anything, right? Like, I mean, of course, it predestines us to something, and of course, it make us feel certain ways, and the society make us feel certain ways. And I'm actually super happy to be a female, and I've always loved being a female. But it's really interesting to see. It's really interesting to see how it, or would it be interesting to see how it would be if the society didn't pay any attention to the gender. It would be really interesting, I think.
yeah, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, that would be really wild. Yeah. And yeah, man, yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, the world's crazy. I just seen this thing. I got to say it real quick. It just popped into my head, and that was I was watching Sat. I always pronounce his name wrong. You're better at English than I am, which is crazy. But is Sadhu Guru? He had this thing the other day. Like, if you're anxiety, you have anxiety. This is your feminine. This is your male. And when you bring them together, if you pull your hands completely together in that prayer stance, it is crazy, and you just breathe. You're bringing both sides together and you completely calm down, feminine, male. And I'm like, wow, that's so freaking true. I
You
love
know
that.
what? And I think it's a great way to finish this session. It's 11:19 anyway, so I'm putting both my hands together. The other one is holding the phone. So
Yeah,
wonderful. It was great to see you. I'm putting
great
my
to talk to you.
hands together, and I love talking to you. And I hope everybody enjoys as well.
Absolutely. With big love. See you guys all. We'll be back tomorrow every day for a month. Peace.
Yay! See you.
See ya.